I have seen your future, the end of America. Before his downfall, a man's heart is proud, but humility comes before honor. Proverbs 18:12. America is a dying nation. Even a blind man could see it. The halls of leadership are filled with the most vile of creatures, lawless and corrupt. She no longer represents peace, prosperity, merit, or greatness. Make no mistake that this has been done with intent, a death by 1,000 cuts to break the backs of a good and honorable people. You are proud of your country and its history, and rightly so. A nation built on a dream of freedom, the inalienable rights of the individual, and equal treatment under a just, commonly determined law is a noble vision. But ask yourself honestly, is that what you now have? Is it an honorable people in a flawed system, or an honorable system that has been sacked by the corrupt? You must face the reality that the group now firmly in control does not share the best interests of the people, and more pointedly, serves evil. You must accept the fact that change will not come through a corrupt system of voting and rigged political campaigning and finance. You must understand that evil is now in control of what was a pristine dream and has weaponized it to serve its nefarious goals. But while you accept those realities, you must also remember that the average American is a decent, caring person. You are brothers and sisters that share common interest in history. While you watch your nation crumble before your eyes, the evil and power have created a midway sideshow to direct your frustration and anger toward each other, but never forget that it is those in power who benefit from this conflict. The same situation is now pervasive throughout the world, but there is still good in men. In fact, there is still good in the vast majority of mankind. And while you know the truth, that this system is no longer functional, not only do you not take action to change it, it is moving toward destruction with increasing speed. How can that be? Pride is dangerous. It is one of the 7 deadly sins for a reason. Pride gets its strength from conceit and blinds us to the truth. Those in power love pride. They have weaponized it for centuries using group dynamics like religion, race, region, and nations to rally people to their pet causes with blind support. How many lives have ended because of pride? How many wars waged, bombs dropped, and innocents killed? Why is it that those in charge never have to fight, suffer, or die from their prideful decrees? Why do you keep supporting these systems? Maybe you've just lost the path, so let's break it down and see if we can create a datum. Why do we even have nations? Every country is made up of human beings that require the same basic elements for survival. Why didn't everyone just work together to make sure that these base needs were met for all? Well, herein lies a fundamental problem. Contrary to what is constantly being pushed, not all humans are created equally. Some are smarter, some are stronger. Some work a lot, while others only a little. A few are leaders, but many more can only follow. How long will someone who works harder tolerate donating their labor to someone who doesn't work at all? How long will someone who is smarter tolerate the same benefits given to one not as intelligent? It is simply not in our nature. So we find like-minded individuals that share mutual values. This can come through several mechanisms, like families, culture, or religions, to name a few. At a large enough number, these groups become nations. When establishing a nation, we cannot use the basic human needs of survival as a datum because we do not share the same value system for obtaining those needs. America's founders understood this well. They shared an ideology that a man should be free to determine his own fate based on his own merits. They did not set a minimum or maximum for life's needs and wants. It was left to the individual to determine. But they did understand that there had to be some protections put in place because they were all too familiar with the evil that corrupts human endeavors in its insatiable lust for power and control. They started with the simple datum, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Anything that challenges these principles is not just un-American, it is an attack on man's autonomy in this realm granted to him by his Creator. No man has innate authority over another. Ask yourself, does your country still represent these ideals? Can you see through the veil of your pride to view the corruption that is now in control? Are your elected officials willing to jeopardize their lives and livelihood to protect these ideals? Or do they just grandstand and enrich themselves from the wealth they vote to steal from the people? Can you trust them to make decisions that will always protect, even at the cost of their own lives, the life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness of the American people? Can you accept the fact that if the datum from which the American ideology is built is no longer being protected, then the nation is dead? Is the agenda being advanced by these so-called leaders taking you to a better place, one better than the datum the country was founded on? Don't you already know the answer? So what can you do? Voting is out because the system is corrupt. Any candidate that makes it through the controlled process is just that, controlled. The ruling evil has the media in their pockets, so it is unlikely that you will be able to make a major public relations stand. Besides, the message is already out there, but the train still moves forward. Can anything make a difference? It can, and it is actually quite straightforward. Start with humility. Let go of the pride that does not allow you to see the fatal cancer that continues to metastasize in your nation. Take an honest look at the criticism being hurled upon your country and analyze it for truth. Does the criticized action conflict with the datum of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness? Be humble enough to admit wrongdoing and acknowledge a level of responsibility for allowing corrupt leadership to commit evil acts in your name. The next step is accountability. Start by holding yourself accountable. Do not be a burden to your fellow man. It is your responsibility to provide for yourself, your responsibility to educate and inform yourself, and your responsibility to act morally and ethically. Don't believe the lies of cultural relativism. You know the difference between actions that are right and wrong because it is imprinted on your soul. Continue to apply accountability to your relationships, commerce, and leadership. Protest with your voice, vote, and wallet. Be wary of those who seek power, as they cannot be trusted to protect your most core values. Finally, take accountability for the fact that a corrupt system is now in place that will not be readily changed without a significant uprising. I'm going to break protocol and give you a little bit of a spoiler. Those who do not share your best interests will not be victorious in the end. Their pride blinds them to this truth for now. America as you know it today will not survive either. But remember that what this America has become is not the same as the values you still hold in your heart. Those values endure and will become something greater. Use them as a beacon to call other people from the world who also yearn to be free in their quest for life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Build on the sturdy foundations laid by your forefathers. You are a great people who could become something even more amazing. Stay humble, stay accountable, and never forget that pride comes before the fall. Time is a cruel mistress.